We are back in here again with yet another video of the Township Supervisor and the Mayor of Dolton, Illinois, known as the Super Mayor! Yay! And Tiffany Henyard. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, allow me to take you back in time on an interview that the Super Mayor had with the modern day three chin, no neck, having hot dog pack in the back of the neck individual known as Roland Sebastian Martin. Now, I'm going to play this clip. Fair use there, you fatback. And we're going to expand on this on the other side. Without further ado, let's get to it. DJ, spin that shit.
You also you have a charity that from the Attorney General's office. I understand they sent a cease and desist letter to your foundation.
I don't know nothing about that. I'm not crazy. I'm not
You have
deranged.
Tiffany Henyard Cares, your foundation. So the Attorney General's office hasn't reached out to you regarding your foundation?
So I want to set the record straight. I don't have a foundation. I am a supporter of anybody that's struggling with cancer. My mom had breast cancer, and I'm always push anybody that has that. If someone uses my name to push their charity, or if you say this is Tiffany t-shirt, people gonna buy it. Because right now I'm considered what? Clickbait. People make money off of my name by views. So you just say my name.
Don't have a, you say you don't have a foundation.
I do not. And that's why I tell everybody, go do your research. I'm not on anything.
So when we see all of this back and forth, when we see this going back and forth, have you, and I've seen this happen before with school districts, I've seen this happen before with city councils, have you called in the state to come mediate?
Did I call in the state?
Have you reached out to the state to come in and mediate what's going on here? So I've seen school boards where you have lots of drama, and Texas Education Agency, comes in and deals with that. You're having these issues there. Have you reached out to state lawmakers? Have you reached out to state representatives, senators to say, hey, how can we resolve these issues? Because if they're not paying bills, if legal fees are piling up, that's just more taxpayer money being spent.
Correct. And yes, we have. So maybe two people might have reached out to us in the beginning. We was doing kumbaya. We was having meetings. We was talking about what we have an issue with one another. The sad thing is, it just reminds me of high school. It's just a he say, she say thing. Well, I don't like you because of this, or I don't understand this. It was more of that than basically taking care of the business of the town. We got elected to serve. That's it. We didn't get elected to make sure we like one another. And that's why I get upset with people that are in government. I want them to put their difference to the side and do what's right for the people. That's it. That's why I'm in this seat, because I care about my town. I won by 82% because people know and they saw me doing the work.
So so let's talk about, because I've read different stories and I'm trying to understand what they mean. So let's talk about a meeting. Your critics say you came dressed up as Nino Brown playing Bitch Better Have My Money. Did that happen?
Oh, wow. Okay, so let me clear that up so we can understand. I did not come as Nino Brown. I did a scene for Martin. One thing I am, I'm young. So I try to make sure I reach my young voters.
You did a scene for Martin where? Was it said Dolton or Thornton Township?
This is Dolton. This is all of the village, really.
Okay, got it.
All the smoke and the heat coming from my mayoral seat, but they mixed the two because people don't understand the difference between the two. But I did come as a scene from Martin. I even made fun about it and did a skit and posted it on my TikTok just to show people my sense of humor side. Because at the end of the day, you got to meet the voters where they are. You got to meet the youth where they are. And that it did work. People pay attention to the meetings. They come in, they check out and see what's going on. And just give you a little more clarity of it. We had an election. And I was being funny about it. Somebody knows something, meaning somebody knew where the votes went. During the election, the night of the election, we won, meaning one of our candidates. And then come like a week or two later, all of a sudden the votes disappeared. So somebody took all the votes through mail-in ballots. So I went in and I was like, somebody knows something. That's all it was. It was before my meeting, not during my meeting. And you can watch it, you'll see it was before. Everybody left, and even the people that's into it with me, everybody left, because that's all it was. It was just a sense of humor, and they took it and flipped it into this big thing that you see.
So
So let me get this straight, all right? Because there's a lot to unpack there in that couple minutes that she was sitting down there with that gelatinous gargantuan giant. So let me get this straight. There's a charity with your name on it that's been conducting fraudulent activity, and you don't got no hand in it. You don't know nothing about it. And that motherfucker Roland Martin go sit there and let that woman lie and gaslight the public to their face about that. Really, Tiffany? That's how we doing it? And then she lied again when Roland asked her about her coming there dressed like Nino Brown. We saw the video. What are you talking about? And yes, that song by Rihanna, "Bitch Better Have My Money," that was played by the DJ she had there. And she go sit down there with that little dog. I hope that dog had pissed on her leg that day. But anyway, she go sit there and talk about, yeah, pay me what you owe. And she go sit there and lie to Roland Martin, and Roland Martin gonna let her get away with that. But Roland Martin go, man, boy,
If that's the case, then are you looking at making adjustments in terms of how you operate, how you govern? Because they're criticizing that. They're criticizing you putting up billboards. I mean, literally, they're criticizing attire, you name it.
Yeah. So it's sad to see that, because you would think somebody will reach out and say, hey, Mayor, I want to work with you. Let's sit down and talk and go over things that I think you should improve or change. A lot of people just upset because I am a trendsetter. I am a trailblazer. I am showing people what they should have done with the seats, whatever. Ass cover. And as you know, I want to do the work, not do. And when they cute, it's nothing wrong with billboards, because they are providing service. If it was something so wrong with billboards, people wouldn't
that's
have
a
cut our
lie,
phone
because
lines.
you're not supposed to use the billboard as a prop for your campaign. You're not supposed to use billboards as a prop for your campaign. You can use it to promote a business, but for a personal campaign like yours, absolutely the fuck not. So once again, she out here lying to folks.
Example of other things we dealing with. They cut our phone lines over at my supervisor position, because that's what we put the billboards up. It's talking about service.
They cut our phone lines. Who's that?
They cut our phone lines. It was the college, South Suburban College.
Okay.
And they went ahead and service in over 30 years, never been cut. But the minute I put up a billboard, the line get cut. So now when people call the phone number, how do you get services? So now you get people complaining, saying the number don't work, you got all these issues, things like that. But these are the things I'm dealing with that people don't know, the public don't see, and you don't never hear me talk about it. I just go through the motions and just deal with it. But it actually has been working. All our numbers are up by 3-4 times in every department, especially the food department.
Our numbers are
okay. So I think you get the gist of it, right? This woman is a liar and a gaslighter, and one thing that people who will tell a lie, what they'll do is they'll start babbling to deflect from the actual topic. So why did I play this clip about this so-called super mayor? Well, the reason why I played that clip, because an aide came out a few days ago and proclaimed herself to be a whistleblower. And that she was exposing all of Tiffany Henyard's goes by the name of Carmen Carlisle. Now, Carmen Carlisle is the Township Board of Directors. She's on that board. And she said that she trusted her, and that after that interview she did on Roland Martin's show, that's when she began to have questions about why she trusted Tiffany Henyard. This is what Carmen Carlisle said, right? And I'm going to share my screen so that way you can get an idea of what this woman said. The house of cards are slowly but surely crashing down on this woman. Slowly but surely crashing down on this woman. What's up, everybody? I see y'all in the building. David Joseph, your suit knight, Eric Johnson. Salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. So let's get into this. This is what Carmen Carlisle said in regards to her mistrust of Tiffany Henyard, the super mayor. Yay! That she worked as her assistant. She saw a lot. She heard a lot. And the first time she ever really questioned supporting her is when she went on a national platform and said that she didn't know anything about a foundation. But she forgot that she was in certain rooms when certain things happened. She was not honest about that foundation, and Carlisle continued that she came to the house after that unannounced and tried to get her to say somebody else started the foundation that didn't. Henyard has been under scrutiny for her role with the Tiffany Cares Foundation. Back in February, she was interviewed by Roland Martin and said that the foundation was not hers. She wanted to set the record straight that she didn't have a foundation. But this is the thing. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat room. Who is going to run a sham of a charity with their name attached to it and let that thing go? Who's going to allow some shit like that to happen? So let me understand something. There's a charity for breast cancer that's been running fraudulent and sham practices, and my name is attached to that. But I don't know anything about it. You got to make that make sense, because it doesn't make sense to me. Why would I have my name attached to something that it looks good on the surface, but when you peel back the onion, you start digging deeper, you find all kinds of corruption, you find all kinds of fraudulent practices going on, to where the FBI is now investigating this practice that has my name attached to it. Make it make sense. Salute to Linda O'Neill, Hamza S. I appreciate y'all for being up in here. Hey, I'm right there with you on that one. Yeah, she definitely needs the orange jumpsuit. Come on, nobody in their right mind is going to have some sham practice with their name attached to it, whatever like that. She don't know anything about it. Come on now. I was born during the day. It just wasn't yesterday. Carla and trustee Chris Gonzalez, who's been requesting financial documentation at board meetings since the early days of Henyard's appointment, called the August 15th special meeting after the request to add items to a regular meeting agenda were ignored. The special meeting was published Tuesday evening, and it talked about repayment of certain bills, motion to file, direct the finance director, and stuff like that. Other ordinances, lawn care contract, and discussion rehiring certain employees. So I got another clip I want to show you, which further goes into this, right? And this comes from WGN9 out of Chicago, Illinois. And this actually covers Carmen Carlisle, saying that she's the whistleblower, right? Now, normally, I would not be out here just like, saying that I'm the whistleblower, right? Because there's certain protections that are in place when you blow the whistle on certain illegal activity that goes on. When you proclaim yourself to be the whistleblower, those protections that are normally in place for you gets compromised now. So let's get into this particular video. Without further ado, DJ, spin that shit.
WGN Investigates has learned South Suburban politician Tiffany Henyard has lost another key ally. Until recently, Henyard enjoyed near unanimous support on the Thornton Township Board, but now trustee Carmen Carlisle says after trusting Henyard and remaining silent, she will be a whistleblower against Henyard. Carlisle released a statement to WGN that reads in part, "For the past 2 years, Henyard has manipulated employees, vendors, and residents using her position to increase her influence, all while projecting a false image of success funded by the hardworking taxpayers of Thornton Township and the village of Dolton. Henyard shows no accountability or conscience for her actions against employees or taxpayers." Henyard has denied wrongdoing and claims her opponents are out for what she calls clickbait. Tomorrow at 9, tune in for exclusive new reporting on Henyard's spending that she tried to keep secret.
Some of the agenda items appear to be inspired by recent accusations against Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. WGN's Angelica Sanchez is live in South Holland with details. Angelica.
Well, it took no time for this meeting to become combative, with Henyard multiple times questioning why this special meeting was called in the first place when the township was already set to meet next week. Trustees say that this was their way of getting answers.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out.
Thornton Township called a special meeting. Supervisor Tiffany Henyard called it clickbait.
But it saddens my heart that you are up here at this special meeting and not downstairs where we have big bingo.
She wanted media instead cover an event downstairs.
I'm advising you to make a U-turn and go downstairs because you come for clickbait.
The meeting happened hours after the state comptroller suspended funds to South Suburban Dolton, where Henyard is also mayor. She's being accused of mismanaging taxpayer funds there. It took no time for the township meeting to turn combative.
So why aren't you paying the staff? I don't see the staff on here. I think that's a very important bill to pay. So do y'all want to amend that and add the staff bills? Because I don't see them in none of these bills lists. And then we don't never do agenda like this. So all this fluff you selling to the public is crap.
Trustees listed several agenda items, like approving the payments of several vendor bills, ordinances to establish travel guidelines, regulate budget approvals, and establish a credit card purchase policy.
I'm just tired of coming here and it has to be a show.
Henyard questioned multiple times why a special meeting was called when the township was already set to meet next week.
Sometimes we get invoices, but those invoices lead to more questions, and sometimes we don't get answers to those questions. And so it's not about clickbait. It's about just making sure the right thing is being done.
Trustees say it was due to breakdowns in communication between trustees and administration.
I trusted the administration. I trusted the process. And the moment I didn't trust the process, I started asking questions.
Now, during a discussion over lawn care services for disabled seniors, Henyard's supporters praised her and said that she was being crucified. Meantime, some agenda items were approved while others were tabled for the meeting scheduled next Tuesday. Live in South Holland, Angelica Sanchez.
Now, look, last week, I did commentary on this woman's outlandish spending. Right? Going to DC, going to Vegas, and when she went to DC, she used the taxpayers' dime for the township. She didn't go as the mayor of Dolton, Illinois. No, she didn't use the taxpayers' money there. She used the taxpayers' money from when she was the supervisor in the township at, as the mayor of Dolton, Illinois. That is a gross misappropriation of funds. That is a big time no. That's a big time no. So the fact that this woman continued to be the mayor or whatever is disgusting. It's disgusting. Now, this was she wrote to WGN. For the past 2 years, Henyard has manipulated employees, vendors, and residents, using her position to increase her influence, all while projecting a false image of success funded by the hardworking taxpayers of Dolton Township and the village of Dolton. Henyard, who was elected in 2021, faced mounting allegations of malfeasance in office, including misuse of taxpayer funds. The whistleblowing trustee said she remained quiet about the lavish trips and outlandish spending at recent board meetings because she trusted the administration. The board of trustees has since voted to add restrictions on spending for special events and access to credit cards. In a statement, she said that she was standing up not just for herself, but for others who had been affected by what she saw as Henyard's abusive leadership. She believes that there are many more victims who have been retaliated against, fired, or lied to by Henyard, but have yet to speak out. Now, Henyard didn't remain quiet against the once loyal trustee, calling a nickname while blaming everyone for the charade. So she came out, the super mayor came out and called her a lying Carlisle. This is what she said in front of a packed audience at a special meeting called by Carlisle and another trustee on August 15th. That she was tired of everyone in there and it always has to be a show. But see, this is the thing, right? Because we saw this situation in a different angle when it came to, what's that girl's name out in Georgia? What's that attorney's name out in Georgia? Fonnie Willis, right? Fonnie Willis got herself caught up in a little scandal, right? She got exposed because, you know, she was getting it on like the break of dawn, and her and one of the members of her staff was busting that ass wide open, right? I mean, was straight up taking her to Pound Town. So what did Fonnie Willis do? Fonnie Willis, you know, goes on goes to a church on a Sunday and starts Bible thumping and starts, you know, saying that God did this and God did that, and you know, God knows all this stuff, all this Bible thumping about God this and God that, and all these Bible verses and stuff she was quoting, right? So when you start hearing people babbling about, you know, all this Bible thumping this and God this and the devil that and all that, that's how you know they're guilty as fuck. They want to sit up here and throw God and the Bible in your face while committing ungodly actions. And this is what we're seeing here with the super mayor to deflect and distract and obfuscate and muddy the waters from the fact that this woman has committed a lot of crimes. And it's only a matter of time before the feds kick down her door waving the full foe. All you hear was Papa Don't hit me no more. The charade and the sham is going to be over with. Because this is disgusting what she's got going on right now. This is unacceptable behavior from this so-called super mayor. Yay. She's out there spending these taxpayers' money like it's going out of style. She's treating that money. So let me understand something, Super Mayor. How do you go from a surplus to a deficit of a multi-million dollars? You guys like $5 million in the hole. When you took office, you was like $3 million in the green. Where did all that money go? We've seen the spending from Amazon, $43,000 in a day. We've seen the $150,000 Tahoes that she bought. First class flights, plush hotels, eating lobster, crab, steak. But you ain't did nothing wrong. You squeaky clean. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before this woman ends up in prison. Because everything that we've seen so far is just only scratching the surface. And now the more people that's turning on her, like Carmen Carlisle, we're going to see more people blow the whistle on her ass. They're saying it. If you think this is it right now, if she thinks that the FBI ain't watching her, then she's very delusional. Because normally they'll watch you and they're just slowly but surely building a case against you. And then when they finally crack that egg wide open, it is airtight. She's not even running like as a mayor. She's out there being a goddamn dictator. And then she's going to lie on Roland Martin's show, and Roland Martin will sit there and let this woman lie and not challenge her or not. But yet I trust him to challenge Trump. Roland Martin don't practice no goddamn journalistic integrity, and I don't trust him to put on a proper interview when it comes to Kamala Harris. If anything, it's going to be another softball interview. But he's sitting up here calling people simple Simons and all that, and yet he going to sit up there and let that woman lie to his face, lie to his viewers on his own show. Knowing this woman dirty as fuck. Knowing this woman dirty as fuck, but yet Roland Martin will sit there, let this woman babble and ramble and carry on like nothing's been going on, like she's the victim in all this. And Tiffany Henyard ain't no victim. So you guys let me know what y'all think about this, because this is crazy. This is crazy stuff that's going on. I'm just waiting for the breaking news to come down that they arrested her, that police chief out there, Louis Lacey. Yeah, because he's been out there, portraying himself as a police officer. How you get fired and then go back there the next day like nothing happened? She had her own police detail like she was the president. Guys is getting paid more money in overtime than they do their regular salary. How's that work? Then when you find out, they're not even supposed to have that money. I ain't even talked about the sexual assault that got covered up. I ain't even talked about the dude that she hired who was a sex predator. The dude was a registered sex offender. She hired him to be going to people's houses and doing inspections and shit. I ain't even talked about that. If I have, I probably might have forgot about it, but I may have not have. This woman got so much shit going on, I can't even keep track of what the fuck I covered and why I haven't covered. But yeah, she hired a dude who did time in prison and then when he got out of prison, he was a registered sex offender. And she hired him to be doing inspections to go around people's houses and stuff. Matter of fact, the dude was a child sex offender. The dude's name was Lavelle Redmond. He was a court enforcement officer, a job in which he goes into the houses and businesses to inspect them to make sure they're up to code. This man is on the Illinois State Police Child Sex Offender Registry. And that's who she hired. He spent 24 years in prison in Illinois after pleading guilty to taking part in a brutal, and before I continue on, I need to put this warning out, right? You put this public disclaimer out here. This part right here is where you might find the video disturbing because of the details that is being presented. So viewer discretion is advised. All right. Now, he pleaded guilty to taking part in a brutal gang rape and beating in the Roseland neighborhood in 1991. He and 3 other people kidnapped and sexually assaulted 2 girls ages 13 and 14 at that particular time. Now, it was also discovered that that's Tiffany Henyard's friend, Lavelle Redmond. Now, one thing I did talk about, but I didn't really cover it too much, was I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of sex scandal, right? I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of sex scandal out of this. Now, we hadn't seen any sex scandals yet outside of the one incident where Tiffany Henyard covered it up. But if you want an idea what this person looked like or who her quote-unquote friend is, that's the dude right there. That's Tiffany Henyard's quote-unquote friend. That's her friend. I'm pretty sure he's her friend in more ways than one. I wouldn't be surprised if he was out there tapping that ass. I would not be surprised if he was out there, busting that ass wide open. But yeah, this is where we at right now with the so-called super mayor. You guys let me know what y'all think, man. It's just disgusting. So here's the next question before I end this stream. How many more? How many more is going to come out and say what we've already known about this woman? How many people is going to confirm what we already suspected when it comes to this so-called super mayor? Huh? So, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share these videos on your social media platforms. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt.